This is the beautiful city of Bangkok, the capital of Thailand, which mixes the modern and the traditional so well. Plenty of sights and sounds here, which makes it such a great tourist hub. And of course, wonderful to see things fully open again. And that means we've got an impressive calendar. And I'll stop here at the Nimibut National Stadium for the Thailand HSBC BWF Thailand Masters 2023. It is our fourth stop on the brand new calendar with 31 events this year in 2023. We're going to move over to Europe shortly after this one before swinging back to Asia and the Pacific region. Then back to Europe in the autumn-winter time before we end up at the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals at the end of the year. Our attention's here, court one today. It's semi-final day at the Thailand Masters, and we're going to kick things off with the mixed doubles. Feng and Huang Dongping, that new pairing, already looking impressive. The 6 seeds from China are up against Hiroki Midorikawa and Natsu Saito of Japan. The women's singles and the crowd here will be excited to see Supanida Katitong up against Zhang Yiman of China, 7th seed. In the men's singles, Lin Chunyi of Chinese Taipei takes on China's Xu Yuqi as he continues his very impressive run in his comeback. Women's singles is our fourth match. 4th seed from China, Han Yue takes on Chinese Taipei's Su Wenqi. Men's singles, Ng Ka Long, he went through quite the battle in Indonesia, the 4th seed from Hong Kong, China. He plays the 6th seed from China, Li Shifeng. Moving on, we've got Baek Ha-na and Lee So-hee, the Korean pair, up against Lee Wen-mei and Liu Xuan-xuan of China, 5th seeds. The champions from last week in Indonesia, Leo Roli Karnando and Daniel Martin, they'll be up against Thailand's Supak Jomko and Kitunupong Kedren. And to end things off the semi-finals here on court one, the fans certainly will get behind the Aim Saad sisters, Ben Yapa and Nuntakan. The 2nd seeds take on China's Tan Ning and Xia Yuting. So this is the path to the finals. Korean fans will be a little bit disappointed that they have an all-Korean semi, but it does mean we will have 2 different nations contesting the final tomorrow. So we await the players to make their way out here at the Nimibut Arena. You may remember this, of course, from just about 2 months ago when the World Tour Finals were held here.
On court 1, mixed doubles semi-final. Feng Yanxi and Huang Dongping from China.
So Feng Yanxi comes out first, and who's won a gold medal at the Sudirman Cup in 2021. Also a former world champion in both mixed doubles and mixed team event 2019 and 2018 respectively. Followed by Huang Dongping. I mean, she has done just about everything, hasn't she? Gold medal at the Olympics with former partner Wang Yiliu. Silver medal world champs in 2018, a bronze in 2019, bronze again in 2022. Gold medals in the Sudirman 2019 and 2021, and Yuba in 2020. Up against them, Natsu Saito and Hiroki Midorikawa. They are not quite on the same level in terms of what they've achieved. Canada Open last year was their only final. Got to the Belgian International, they won that in 2021. Asia International Challenge in 2019. They have met once before. That was a Hilo Open in 2022. Feng and Huang won. Well, delighted to say with me here in the commentary position, we have the former Commonwealth Games champion, medalist at the World Championships and Yuba Cup. Really good to have Ashwini Bonaparte with us. Ashwini, how's it going?
I'm very excited to be here today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tell us about this matchup today. I mean, on paper, it would seem Feng and Huang are the overwhelming favourites. What do you feel?
Definitely, I think Feng and Huang are definitely favourites, especially since they had a great tournament last week, having won the Indonesian Masters. But going into today's match, I would definitely say that the Japanese have had a pretty good start to the tournament with some amazing wins from the first round. I'm pretty sure that this match is going to be a very interesting one, given that from what I've seen the Japanese playing, they've had some really good rounds and they've had a pretty good feel. And I think it's going to be an interesting match.
Just looking at the profiles here, Huang Dongping, she's 165, her partner 193. They're currently 42, and of course, she's a former world #1. That was only achieved very, very recently. She was playing with Huang. There's their path so far. They haven't dropped a game so far. They were pushed a little bit by Yang Po Swan and Feng in that first round match. But a little large combination is always an interesting one, isn't it?
It is. But I think Huang's size doesn't really matter because she's very, very crafty and extremely strong.
Good, isn't she? Hiroki Midorikawa is 22. He's just 161. He's from Saitama, just outside Tokyo, and his current ranking is 26th. Best has been, so it's not far off his best ranking. Partner Natsu Saito, who's also 22 and also from Saitama, probably helps. Remember that Feng and Huang, Asia Masters last week against Chang Tenpang and Yashin. This is what they've done so far. Midorikawa and Saito, they had also 3 matches without dropping a game. Last match was tricky. The Russian from Iran is the umpire. Service judge, umpire Asing Samanan from Thailand. Tell us about the conditions here, because you've obviously played here earlier in the week. What are the conditions like? I know they can change from day to day, but when you were playing, what was it like?
When I played the match, I felt like it was a bit tricky because it's slower from one end and faster from the other. And in courts like this, normally the faster end is relatively fast, but it varies.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and you kind of tend to see the shuttle float around on court.
Right.
But the players today have definitely had 3 matches, and they're going to be very comfortable on court. So, yeah, I think they'll deal with it very well.
We'll see, because obviously something you're going to spot quite quickly is which end will be the faster one, because you were telling me that the faster end was the far end, wasn't it, when you were playing? But that could well change.
Yes.
So here we go then. It's Huang to get us off. First point then to the Chinese. These first couple of points, Ashwini, is also just to gauge kind of how it plays as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is, because you also get to see the feel on court and see which end's better. And initially when you're starting off the match, it's always nice to like try stuff. And then once you get a feel of it, you get into it.
Bit of an awkward one there for Feng.
1, 2.
That was a really good placement of smash by Hiroki. It's a good angle and caught Feng off guard.
Smile there. I've noticed these two smile quite a lot, Feng and Huang. They were quite enjoying themselves in the final last week at the Indonesia Masters.
Yeah.
Flick serve, well, it's hard to get that over a man who's 1.93.
3-1.
Well, he's packing a fair punch, isn't he, Hiroki Midorikawa?
Hiroki definitely has a really strong smash, and his placement of smashes as well has been really good.
Good leap on him as well. A lot of power. We were talking about how good Huang is and crafty player that she is.
She took the pace off that shot really well. The Japanese are very good on their defense, and I think that's the perfect shot to have played.
Soft hands on that one, wasn't it, from Huang? Anything you can discern so far on the conditions?
We haven't had too many rallies in the start.
That's been quite quick, isn't it, these points?
Service over. 5-3.
Is that the most frustrating thing on a serve?
It is, but then luckily we've got a lot of points to try our serve and get it back.
Done well to get it back. Well, initially the Chinese look quite good there.
That was absolutely brilliant. I loved how Hiroki didn't mind staying in front and let his partner hit from the back, and he took charge of that net really well. It's nice to see that he's really comfortable being at the net and he's letting his partner take the back, which is something that you don't normally see in mixed doubles.
Yeah. Racket. Huang? Something like 14 rackets you guys bring onto court, something like that?
Yeah, it varies from 6 to 14, I would say.
Yeah, I think last week in the Indonesian Masters, it was a match where a player, and I can't recall now, so many matches there, 5 or 6 rackets, just one game, which I thought was a bit unusual. One game.
Yeah.
Just constantly having to change. Well, that's clipped the net, hasn't it? A little bit of luck there for the Japanese pair.
That's another brilliant rally where the Japanese definitely defended really well. But what I really loved was how Hiroki took the net. And that's really interesting because, I mean, again, like I said, you don't see a lot of pairs doing that. And it's nice to see that he's comfortable moving into the net. And of course, the Japanese are extremely strong on their defense. So it's good to see that they're converting that into offense as well.
Serve into the net, as you said, that is the most frustrating thing for a player.
Yeah.
Time you're 100% in control of the shuttle, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Need to get that one right.
It is.
Well, that was pretty much all Feng, wasn't it, in that rally?
It was. I love how the rallies are going. They're really strong. We've got 2 players who hit really hard, as well as all 4 of them being really strong on their defense. So it's a pretty good start to the match.
It is indeed. Only 1 point separating the 2. Tried the flick serve there, Feng, on rookie. Is that a tactic that he might want to employ more, given the height differential, perhaps?
Yes, I would normally say that if you see your opponent standing too close to the line, it's a good option to flick back. And
but then you wise up to that as well, don't you?
Yes, you've got to be ready after that, of course.
And they've drawn level here,
7
Japanese pair.
all.
Enjoyed watching these Japanese players throughout this tournament, haven't you?
I did, because I really love the energy they bring on court. They rotate really well, they've got a strong defense, and they have that energy about them wanting to win the
7.
match that I absolutely love.
Here as well. And they've increased it to 2. I mean, in such a situation
9,
where
7.
obviously one pair is the favorite and the other's not, would you want to see the not-so-favored pair take it to their opponents rather than be a bit passive?
Absolutely. I think it's really important the not-so-favorite pair take the match to the opponent. And I feel like they have nothing to lose, so the best thing to do is go all out and give it your best. Yeah. And the more you do that, the better chance you have of giving a fight
8,
and, of course,
9.
also taking a game and winning a match.
Rather than hoping for a mistake to happen, because that's less likely, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's less likely.
So far, it's working, whatever Midori and Saito are doing. It's good. He gambled.
Service over.
Feng did.
10, 8.
Well, she wasn't going to miss from there, was she, Huang Dongping?
She finished it at the right angle.
9, 10.
There's a great jump smash by her.
Done there by Huang. Just that lead to 1. And they've drawn level.
10 all.
It's been quite a fascinating first half of this first game.
Yeah, it's been a close start. They're going neck to neck, and all 4 of them are extremely active on court.
Again there, Feng. And it's a Japanese pair that take the 11-10 lead. The lead here by 1 point in game 1.
Hiroki's definitely got an awesome smash. He jumps really well and he places the shuttle really well, like you can see in this rally.
Twenty seconds. 20 seconds. One.
So just the 1 point, and that's a fair reflection
11,
of what we're seeing so far. It's been that close.
It is, because from what I've seen the Japanese play, they've had a pretty strong start, or they've really had a good start to their tournament, and just the feel on court's been really good. And you can see that here because they're really confident with what they're doing.
Ooh, that's a hard one there from Feng, a shake of the head.
12.
They're not pleased at the moment, it would appear. That's more like it. He'll be happier with that.
Service over.
Feng would definitely have to use a lot of those cross-court smashes and hitting across their body, because the Japanese in general have a very good defense, so it's important to like hit the right angles as well as take the pace off.
At the Hilo Open, as I said, the one time that they've met these two pairs, and that's a tournament that ended up being runners-up. Chinese pair, Feng and Huang. Right into that corner, beautifully placed.
Brilliant return of serve.
Service over. 13-11.
Gaining that lead, aren't they? Feng and Huang, though, on their tail, trying to keep that pressure up.
13.
You don't want to be more than 2 or 3 points behind, do you? That's got a sort of striking distance.
Yeah, it's always best to be neck to neck and not give away too much of a lead.
Oh, change of racket. That quickly. Huang. Should be annoyed at herself for that
Service
one.
over. 14-12.
Rally. It's only been 26 shots. I mean, it's been pretty quick so far, hasn't it?
It has. Not too many rallies, but that was really good switch of racket from Huang. She ran out and came back in really well. But unfortunately, they lost that point.
I have to say, that is sometimes the most entertaining thing.
Yeah.
Seeing one player have to defend for a bit. You've been in those situations before?
I haven't.
Oh, you really? Never?
I have never run out of court and grabbed a racket.
Wow. Have you had to be the one defending on your own?
Yeah.
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 Nicely done, but it is just a bit long. And I think for the first time in this match, we've had a 3-point lead. Good moment here for Midori and Saito. Midorikawa. On from here. That was there for the taking, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a brilliant shot, but just clipped the line.
13-15.
He got the right angle, but a little bit too close to the line, I would say.
Oh, that's frustrating, because that would have opened up a 4-point lead. It's now down to 2. That's what she's so good at doing.
Exactly, that's a perfect placement. I would say, especially when they're playing against a Japanese pair, I think they need to do a lot more of that. Take the pace off, hit crisscross, because otherwise they're extremely comfortable defending. And this is a brilliant example of the perfect placement.
Saying, don't do the usual and play a little bit more unorthodox.
Yeah, I would say don't go hit, hit, hit.
Right.
Because they love defending and they have a very strong defense. So it's important that they take the pace off and also get the smashes in the right angles. Nice.
He's got it.
That was a brilliant drive shot.
You want to challenge?
Seemed a bit of a slightly delayed there from Midorikawa, but he is challenging. I thought that was in.
It looked into me too.
See how that ends up. But it was a good rally.
Yes, in that rally, I would say the Chinese pair definitely set the rally up really well.
Right.
They weren't going hit, hit, hit. They were dropping. There's a lot of placement of shots, and they were making them move. And that drive shot towards the end was actually a really good one.
Yeah, as we thought, very much in it. It did seem almost a hesitant challenge from Midorikawa, but sometimes that's done tactically as well, they just get a bit of a break and they have a chat as well, right?
Yeah.
Set.
Yes, yes. Sometimes players do tend to take a challenge to like get a bit of a break or break the rhythm.
Ready?
So we haven't seen these pairs level since 10-all. Important juncture now in this first game. Very quickly put away by Saito.
Service over.
Very good return of serve, and she was on top of the net for the next shot.
Here's Midorikawa now with the serve. Trading points at the moment.
Service over. 16-all.
Only eyebrows raised when Feng and Huang were separated. Assumption was probably defend their Olympic medal, but we've seen a lot of chopping and changing, haven't we, in the Chinese setup?
Yes, yes. We've also seen Huang going back and Feng taking the net now, and it's quite a bit of a change from when they started.
It's the first time they've had the lead quite some time. Chinese pair. And they're doing it when it matters most.
Very strong smash from Feng to finish it. Good anticipation from Huang at the net, and Feng really killed it with that smash.
It's all going very well for the Chinese when it matters.
19-16.
There's a very good lift from Huang. Then she's not too afraid to like lift the shuttle back now, not challenging Hiroki at the net, and the lift was perfect and on the line.
And running points here. That's good though. Be some fight here still.
Service over. 17.
The run of points
19.
is ended. Got a bit of work to do. Points now. Key number here. That's the lead that Feng and Huang have, and that's also what they're required to win the first game.
Play.
Emphatically put away by Huang, and that sets up 3 game points.
Service over. 20.
She defended that really well and took to the net. She didn't wait. Rushed in to get the kill.
Very good position now for the Chinese pair. Pumped fist as well from Feng. They know they've worked hard here. Onto that really quickly, isn't he?
Service over.
Midorikawa.
18-20.
Put a few more smiles now. Better position.
Game.
And that first game then goes Feng and Huang's way, 21-18. I guess they've timed it well, haven't they, the way they've come back into this.
have. That's a really good return of serve from Huang. Towards the last couple of points, it was really nice to see that Huang and Feng made Hiroki and Natsu move around, and they weren't too afraid of taking charge of net and also lifting when it needed to be lifted.
So 21-18 then, Feng and Huang take that first game against Midorikawa and Saito.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Players back on court.
So into the second game we go then. Feng and Huang have taken it 21-18. First one.
Love all. Play.
No, it's an offer from the Japanese pair.
One, love.
There's a brilliant serve from Huang. The perfect flat serve.
Service over. 1 all.
Good return of serve from Hiroki to get a loose return so that he could finish it from the net.
Raced across, didn't he, Midorikawa?
2, 1.
If I get to want it to be. Placement was great.
Brilliant placement. Feng is definitely using a variation with his shots from the back of the court and also making Hiroki move at the back and not giving the shuttle to them easy.
On the point there, we look particularly happy, Feng.
Service over. 2, 3.
That same sort of pattern as we saw at the start of the opening game. Very close.
Service over. 4, 2.
That was very good return of serve from Huang. Deceptive,
Deception,
yeah.
Deception.
5, 2.
With a wry smile there from Saito.
Service over. 3-5.
Seems like she's having fun, Huang.
Yeah, that's really nice to see. It's always nice to see players having fun on court because it brings out the best in them.
You a smiler on court? Are you in the
Sometimes.
zone?
4-5.
Sometimes I'm a bit of a smiler.
That 3-point lead whittled down to just the one. And they've drawn level. Not be seeing many long rallies today so far.
I feel like both pairs are playing really well. Their defense is really strong, but at the same time, they've also got pretty good offense. Feng and Hiroki have strong smashes. Pretty hard to get the shuttle back over.
Anything that you can discern yet in terms of the conditions?
It's definitely faster from the far end. Shuttle tends to come out. Also, controlling the shuttles in these conditions is a bit tricky. So it does make having long rallies pretty hard.
Just going on that then, Ashwini, because that was what you also experienced when you played. So it's kind of similar to when you were playing earlier in the tournament. And how do you counter that if you're on the further end, at the far end, when you've got that, when it's faster on your end? How do you sort of adjust?
I'd say as a player, you tend to like put the shuttle down and not lift too much because lifting is a little tricky because the shuttle can go out. The Japanese who are playing from the far end are making sure that they're putting the shuttle down and not really opening up too much.
Bit of an awkward one there for Huang.
Service over. 6-7.
A really good placement of smash from Natsu. Perfect angle because she caught Huang off guard. Made it really difficult for her to defend from that angle.
They're being pegged back at the moment, the Chinese. They're in their advance.
Service over. 8-6.
Presumably it means that at the closer end you can really go for your shots, can't you?
Yeah, I would say it has its pros and cons playing from the faster end, playing from the slow end. From the faster end, it's always easier to hit and be more on the offensive. But from the slow end, you have the freedom of opening up the game, being able to lift a lot more, and having that confidence that worst case scenario, you can just lift the shuttle to the back of the court.
And you know it's going to be okay.
Yes, which is not the same as when you're playing from the faster side.
So 9-6.
That's an unlucky shot from Hiroki. Just hit the and fell back.
Well, every time they sort of seem to start running away with it, Midorikawa and Saito kind of pick them back.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this rally, that's a great placement of smash from Hiroki. Hit one down and the next one all the way on to Feng's right shoulder. Really difficult for him to do.
They were both on the same side of the court. Didn't make a difference. Feng puts that away.
Service over. 10.
A very good cross-court smash from Feng, making it very difficult for Natsu to defend.
Thank you.
3-point lead opened up here. And I'm sure the Japanese coach beautiful on the backhand there from Feng.
11-7.
Brilliant placement. He took that shuttle really high and placed it all the way across at a very steep angle, making it very difficult for Hiroki to get.
So at the interval here in game 2, Feng and Huang lead 11-7, having already won that first game.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Oh, 11-7. Play.
A 4-point lead here.
12-7.
Make that 5. And this is about as big a lead as we have had. That match so far. He's annoyed with himself there, Feng.
8-12.
He did go for the right shot because he hit it all the way across in the perfect block, but unfortunately it hit the net. Definitely disappointed with that one.
One you'd expect to have made. Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Service over. 13.
Beautifully done there from Feng.
Very good return of serve.
So, Ashwini, as a doubles player, just tell us, you know, when you put that one behind your back and all that, for those not so familiar with badminton, what does that signify? What you're going to do next with the serve?
Yeah, it's basically signaling to your partner that you're going to serve in a particular place. You're going to be serving to the tee, or you're going to be serving wide.
And this is an agreement between you and your partner beforehand as to what those signals mean?
Yes.
Right.
Partners normally have an understanding of what each sign means.
So it's about placement.
It gives your partner an idea as to where the serve's going to go, and also make it easier for them to expect where the return's going to come.
But they need a lot more of this, don't they? Midorikawa and Saito.
They do. They do. They definitely need to stick to their attack. They've lost out on a few points with a couple getting onto the net. They were pretty close, but they definitely need to like hang in there and keep the attack.
Yeah, you were talking about being proactive as the less favoured pair.
Service over. 15-10.
That 5-point lead going away.
That was a very good return of serve. Pretty hard for Hiroki to get that back over.
Body shots are just the hardest, aren't they?
Yeah.
To return. They're on the roll at the moment, Feng and Huang. That lead is up to 6.
16.
It's looking very hard now for Midorikawa and Saito.
It is. I'm absolutely loving how Feng and Huang are varying the pace. They're playing different shots, and they're a lot more open to like making them move. And they're not just going for the hard shots.
It's clearly out for Midorikawa. It would appear that the writing is starting to appear on that wall. Remember that Huang had a decent year last year with Wang Yiliu, or got separated. That's a fine winner, isn't it, from Feng?
That is a brilliant smash. That's really hard to get back because he's using his height and absolutely clipping it down the floor.
Korea Masters, they won last year. That was the only title they won, Huang and Huang, last year. Runners up at the All England and the Singapore Open. 4 semi-finals: Indonesia Open, Malaysia Open, Japan Open and Thailand Open. Perhaps in that sense they were falling just short of the expectation. 9-point lead now. These two have teamed up already. They've been runners-up at Denmark and Hilo Open last year. They won the Indonesia Masters this year. Looking like they're on their way to the final here, the Thailand Masters. Unless something very dramatic happens, it will be highly unlikely with 10 match points.
Match point.
It is going to be really hard for Hiroki to come back, but best that they can do is start off with fighting back. Never know. Although it's like a 10-point advantage.
So wasn't it? Well, that's 1.
11-20.
9 to go. Beautifully done, Feng and Huang. They've been excellent today.
They've been really good. Their second game was super strong. They did what needed to be done and played the perfect game. Came out with the win.
Superb work from Huang and Feng, who are into yet another final.
Match won by
2 out of 2 so far in 2023. They went on to win the Indonesia Masters, and they do it here at the Thailand Masters a week later. Lovely winning shot there from Feng. That new partnership is certainly blossoming. Credit to the Japanese. They played their part in the first game in particular, but just really part in the second. So a fine win there for Feng Yante and Huang Dongping. The 6 seeds from China beat the Japanese pair of Hiroki Midorikawa and Natsu Saito 21-18, 21-11, and they have done it in about 40-odd minutes. We are in Southeast Asia, in Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. And this is a Super 300 event, the HSBC BWF World Tour, the Thailand Masters. A very warm welcome to you. It's been a fine start to the day already. Fascinating match there, Feng and Huang Dongping, this new pair certainly going places. They beat Midorikawa and Saito. We're now going